Hi everyone. I'm going to start the reading lessons for week 1. So there are 3 reading skills that are familiar to you that you are going to learn for this week, which are skimming, scanning, and contextual clues. So before we start, here are the learning objectives. At the end of the week, students should be able to skim for general information, scan for specific information, and lastly, use contextual clues to ascertain the meaning of words and phrases. So let us start with contextual clues. Context clues are words in and around a sentence containing an unknown word. So the clues will help us to understand the meaning of the unfamiliar word. And by knowing about context clues is very much useful for content area reading. Now, there are 4 common types of context clues to look for. The first one is synonyms. Second is antonyms. Next one is by definitions. And the last one is examples or explanations. Now, let us look at the definition of a synonym. A synonym is a word with a meaning similar to another word. So, look for the word in the sentence that could be a synonym for the unknown word. For example, there was pandemonium or chaos among the fans when their team won the Super Bowl. Alright, let us look at the highlighted word here, pandemonium. And here given to you another word which has the similar meaning to this particular word, and the word here is chaos. So here we can understand that pandemonium and chaos are having similar meaning. Alright, next we are going to look into the definition of antonym. An antonym is a word with the meaning opposite of another word. Antonym context clues are a little trickier. You need to look for words in the sentence which indicate an opposite meaning. For example, some children were willing to play in the snow, but others were reluctant because it was so cold. So we are going to focus on this highlighted word reluctant. And given to you here, the meaning of the word reluctant is not willing. So what words help you to know? If you look at in the first part of this sentence, some children were willing to play in the snow, but others were reluctant. So here we can say that the first sentence is giving you the clue to the meaning of the word reluctant. Alright, next we are going to look into another context clues, which is a definition. Sometimes the meaning of the vocabulary word is in the sentence itself, and then it is often follows the unknown word. For example, in order to become law, all 13 colonies had to ratify or approve the constitution. So in this case, based on this particular sentence and in this sentence, we can say that ratify is having the same meaning with approve. Next, we are going to look into another context clues, which is an example. So this type of context clues uses examples to help explain the meaning of the unknown word. For example, nutritious foods such as fruits and vegetables help our bodies grow. So here we can say that nutritious is having the same meaning with healthy. and what examples were given. So in this sentence, these are the examples given in the sentence, which are fruits and vegetables. Okay, so next one is context clues as an explanation. Alright, this type of context clue uses an explanation or description of a situation or experience to help us infer the meaning of an unfamiliar word. For example, I was aghast when I found my neighbor had robbed the jewelry store and stolen $100,000 in diamonds. Given this situation, how would you feel? Okay, so based on the situation, we can say that aghast is having the same meaning with shock. Alright, so we have done with contextual clues. Now we are moving on to the next session and we are going to talk about skimming, scanning, and reading for detail and also images in text. So let us look at the objectives of skimming and scanning. So we start with skimming. So you skim the text by reading the titles, headings, and illustrations to decide if material is of the interest. Next is you scan the text to locate the information. And you are going to scan the text in order to obtain specific information through detailed reading. And at the very same time, you are trying to relate an image to print and use it to obtain the meaning. All right. As a reader, definitely you have different purposes every time that you read a text. And for skimming and scanning, the skills are very much useful techniques to help you to read the text very quickly. And for your information, you do not have to read every word whenever that you read a text. Okay, so for skimming, you are going to skim the text in order to get the main ideas of a text quickly, or we call it to get the gist from the text. And whenever that you are going to skim the text, you are supposed to look only for the titles, for headings, and also illustrations of the interest. For examples, if you look at these examples given to you, okay, so this is how you are supposed to skim the text by looking at the big headings here and also any other titles given to you here and look for the another illustrations for your own interests. Okay, next we are moving on to scanning. So you scan the text in order to locate the information quickly. And then you want to know more information about a specific topic. And you need to know on how to find the keywords you are looking for. And if you look at the examples given to you, we have the front page of this magazine, the phone book, and also the front page of this dictionary. So by looking at these examples, you should know what kind of information that you are looking for and look only for the keywords. Even though scanning is a very useful skill to be used to locate specific information, there are times that you need to read for detail. For instance, as you can see here, you need to read every word when you must fill up a form or when you want to buy something that needs further attention on every detail so that you will not end up buying a thing that is not necessary for you. Nevertheless, if you look at this brochure, then the image of remote control, and again, the cover page of a magazine, you will realize that you need to use skimming and scanning skills because you want to get the point across quickly and easily. Before we end our lesson today and right after watching this video, it is time for a quick quiz to check your understanding of the lesson you have learned today. So first thing first, you need to use your phone and scan the QR code, and then the code will bring you directly to the Google form. Next is you need to follow the instructions. And lastly, you need to answer all questions. That's all for now. Thank you for watching. I will see you in another teaching video.